if you're doing a setting spray that's controlling oil, it kind of defeats the purpose of what we're trying to do under the eyes, which is keep them nice and moist so they don't look cracky and creasy, okay? So what I just did, oh, I don't know if you just saw. So what I'd like to talk to you guys about today is concealer. A lot of them give you really great coverage. Where we fall into a little bit of a problem is when our eyes start becoming a little drier, or you get these wonderful little expression lines that come with experience. And so the concealer that a 20-year-old is using and baking with powder, that is not something I'm gonna put on my eyes, because it's gonna look like there's powder sitting right in every little expression line that I have. So I have found a little trick and I think it works wonderfully. I use it on myself every day, and I have used it on other women that have the same problem of, you know, let's face it, aging eyes. I said it, it's true. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna show you the steps that I use. I really believe it has made a huge difference. I have seen a change in so many women. So I'm excited to share this with you, and here we go. So what I start with is eye cream. No matter what brand of concealer you're wearing, if you do not have an eye cream underneath it, it is going to look dry in 5 minutes, maybe sooner. So you want to put a good eye cream. I use Lancome because this is a product that is of a balmy texture, almost like a primer, and that's why I love it. I think it's amazing, and it has an instant lightening effect. So I'm gonna put just a little bit on there, and I do not know if you'll be able to see. Don't judge my nails, I'm putting new ones on tonight, but it's a blurring and a lightening effect where I have it. I don't know if you can see the difference. It's kind of hard on the camera, but right there is where I put it, and it's actually blurred out the fine lines even on my hand, and it gives like a lightening. It's amazing. And so what this balm, what it's made to do is it's an eye brightener. So if you have not only problems with fine lines, it's going to be great for dark circles in here because it gives you an instant brightness. So that is how I start my morning. Don't mind my makeup. So I usually do my eyes prior to my concealer and my makeup, my foundation. To be dead honest, we are filming this at night, and this is eye makeup from 9 o'clock this morning, and it's 12 hours later. So please don't judge me on the eye makeup, but I wanted to film the little concealer tricks with you. So I rub this balm together, and then I'm just gonna place it on my eye, right underneath, and really just kind of fill it in, and that's where I start. Then I'm gonna go in with concealer. So I happen to also use Lancome concealer, not sponsored by them, but I do love their products. So just a little bit. This is their new Camel Concealer. So there are a lot of great concealers out there. Tarte has a great full coverage concealer Shape Tape. It Cosmetics just launched probably, I don't even know how many shades, 30 or 40 concealer shades in a full coverage concealer. Too Faced has a great full coverage concealer. And with all of that, because they're full coverage, they're a thicker cream. And so if you don't have an eye cream under there, you're not gonna be happy because it's gonna crease. I don't care who tells you it doesn't, it's going to, because we move our eyes, we express ourselves all day long. So I have a little bit, just a tiny bit of concealer on. So I've done the eye cream. Next is my concealer. And what I like to do is I put it on pretty thick. And by the way, I do my concealer prior to my foundation, and I'm gonna show you why. It's not right or wrong. If you do your concealer after, that's fine too. Oops. So I get it on here, and it's pretty thick. And I like to bring it all the way down on top of my cheekbone because I'm gonna use it as a highlighter as well. So there we are. I would never go out like this, but that's how it is. Now, other videos, they're showing baking under the eyes to set the concealer so it doesn't crease, or powdering, setting the concealer. What I use, because I'm 46, is a setting spray. You're still going to get the effect of the stay power of a setting, but we're not gonna use powder. We're gonna use a spray. I personally love Too Faced. And the reason I do is because this is Hangover 2-in-1 primer and setting spray, and it has coconut water and hyaluronic acid. I have tried other ones. If you're doing a setting spray that's controlling oil, it kind of defeats the purpose of what we're trying to do under the eyes, which is keep them nice and moist so they don't look cracky and creasy, okay? So what I just did, oh, I don't know if you just saw. So here is my little beauty blender. I don't use a beauty blender to put on my makeup, but I do use it for my concealer. So I'm gonna just take this and spray it with my setting spray, and then I'm gonna go in and you will see, I mean, I can see it right before my eyes. And when I put it on women, oh my gosh, it's like night and day. It really, really, really is. So look at that from one eye to the other eye. Setting spray, no setting spray. So now I don't spray again because it's pretty, I give it like 2 or 3 sprays on there. So the beauty blender, I don't wet the beauty blender. I'm just spraying it with the setting spray. Look at that. I love it. Do up a little bit of my nose, a little bit of the chin. And then I'm gonna go in with my foundation. And I don't use a real full coverage foundation, but what I don't do is I don't cover up my concealer. If you go over your concealer, you've just defeated the brightness and the moisture that we've done. So I kind of take it up to it. And I mean, we can talk foundation another day, but I just wanted to show you with the foundation, blending it together. Because I'll help a lot of ladies, they'll go, oh, it's so bright. But what's so nice is if we blend it down and then don't go over the concealer with the foundation, you can go right back in with the beauty blender, right on top here, and voila. Now, of course, I will, finish my face. But again, we're just talking this area. Don't look at the rest of me because that's not finished yet and that's for another day. So, little recap. You're gonna start with eye cream. Any eye cream, which Lancome makes a balm that I happen to love because I'm using a pretty full concealer over it, and it just gives it a nice silky texture. Then I go on top, again with Lancome, and this is their Camel Concealer, which they launched last year. Love it, love it. I will say when the first time I used it, I didn't, because it was so full coverage that I was like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? Well, now I know, because I add a setting spray. So another little plus about this, and I know I'm backtracking a little bit, it's not only setting your makeup, it's adding hyaluronic acid, it's adding coconut water, which both of those are phenomenal ingredients for your skin, and it's thinning out the concealer just slightly. So I think I said earlier, I don't wear a full coverage foundation, but I do want that full coverage concealer because it's giving me the brightness and the coverage that I want under my eyes. So I just want to recap. It's 4 products total, and one is going to be the eye balm, which again, I happen to use Lancome. I like the texture of this underneath makeup, but if you have a great eye cream, use that eye cream. Anything is gonna be better than nothing. Then you will follow that up with putting your concealer, which I happen to use Lancome again. Honestly, a full coverage concealer is what you want, because we're gonna be thinning it out with the setting spray. So full coverage concealer, this is the Camel Concealer from Lancome, and then you go in with these two simultaneously, which is the setting spray. We're gonna spray the beauty blender. This is actually Stila's little sponge that they sell. I love it. But again, any one, it doesn't have to be Stila. You don't have to even use a beauty blender. A sponge, you're gonna spray it with the setting spray. And then you're going to blend it together. Voila, you have pretty creaseless eyes for a while. I will say I set it in the morning. I don't touch it pretty much all day. If for some reason, I don't know, I'm feeling a little dehydrated and I look and I think, oh, I need some love, I just spray the beauty blender. I don't even add more concealer. Spray my beauty blender with the setting spray, go back in and just blend it out. So if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. I will definitely respond and give you my feedback, and you can let me know how it's working for you. Please don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you soon. Bye.